This is Tales from the Cube, a podcast about call centers, what it's like to work in them, the good, the bad, the ugly, the funny and not so funny side of what it's like working in a call center. Hello and welcome to this edition of Tales from the Cube. My name is Cliff and I am the host of the podcast. This is the studio I will be using. Wanted you to see it, so I'm recording both video and audio for this particular podcast. And this is also a bit of an experiment, so this will not be, quote, an official episode as we would want to think. The reason being is because we're more or less doing this as an experiment. We want to see if this would work, and I definitely would like some feedback if you think that you would like to see audio, video, as well as, or just audio. And the reason behind all of this is simply because we want to expand things a little bit, get more coverage, and possibly put stuff onto YouTube. And just putting a blank image on YouTube is not going to cut it. So I figure doing this will help bring about some nuance and new ways of basically engagement with the audience. We'll be using a different channel portal for YouTube for that. It will be a completely brand new focus point through our web portal at Four Eyes Freelancing. Of course, that's where the YouTube will also be. So we're going to try this. We're going to put this on YouTube. We're going to see if this works, that people actually will dive into it and say, hey, this looks interesting. Let's do it. Let's get into this. Let's have some fun with it. So I might even throw in VFly advertising, see where it goes, see if people actually engage with it. And hopefully this will bring people to the channel and bring more subscription and more uplift, because there are actually people listening to the podcast, which I really appreciate. I want to also apologize for just dropping off. There have been some recent things that have been going on with my health. Finding out that I had the unfortunate mishap of, becoming one with arthritis, if you will. The knee, my right knee basically has been impacted with arthritis, and basically that's tough to deal with. That is something that you just go, wow, okay. And it is really, really tough to deal with. So essentially we have to go forward, meaning myself and my medical team have to go forward and deal with that. There's going to be some changes. There's also future things as far as career goes as well, and life changes. When one particular situation happens, as in the death of a loved one, particularly when spouse, you really start to look globally at your world around you, and you have to basically decide, what are you going to do? How are you going to manage the loss here? What goes next for yourself? And that's the transition that I'm in. I'm looking globally and saying, okay, where do we go? How do we proceed? Now, that doesn't mean tomorrow my career at the company I work for is gone. No. But it does mean there are going to be some moments of assessment. There is going to be a review for myself personally of whether I stay or not. What's going to happen is going to be down the road. Now, more than likely, this is going to be within 6 months to a year, so no changes right away, but down the line, yeah. And what I want to do when I transition from a career in the call center industry out is to something that I really want to do. Now, I have a family member who is doing something that is so bold and brave, I think, in a lot of ways, because it's very costly to do what they're doing. And they are actually working with families who want dogs. So they're a dog breeder. And getting into that is extremely expensive. I am so proud of that person for doing that. That is just amazing what they're doing. So kudos to them to go forward and do that. This is going to be my side hustle. This is what's going to put money in my pocket. Because the bottom line is, and this is from a biblical principle, that is, if you do not work, you do not eat. And that's biblical. Now, there are people out there who really, truly cannot work. Okay? They can't. But I know I can. I have skill sets. I'm a former broadcaster. I am a professional call center representative who has 20 years under the belt, and I have 5 years or 4 years, more like 5 years under the belt as a volunteer and also paid broadcaster. 2 years of my time with in the broadcasting industry was paid work. So I did work for the CBC and I worked for CFMU. So that said, I know broadcasting. I know how this works. I know how to put together video and audio. Well, more audio than video. I'm not really skilled as much as I would like to be with video, but I'm getting there. And this is my jam. This is what I want to do. I want to blog. I want to do YouTube, and I want to do this. And I want to bring people into the tent here to understand how call centers really truly work. What's really great about them, what's not so great about them, what you can expect, and what managers should be doing and shouldn't be doing is my focus here. The idea behind all of this is simply this: to engage the listener who is in the industry, who is not industry savvy, a customer, a manager, to basically start thinking about how we do things. There is real change needed in the industry. And I'm talking a lot of really big things that need to be done with respect to changing the way we do what we do. Everything from how CSAT is managed through how we discipline people in the industry, how we manage customers who behave in a manner which is atrocious. There's a real problem in the industry today that needs to be addressed, and that's what this podcast is really about: is addressing ideas, technology, skill sets, thinking patterns, and challenging you, if you're a rep, a manager, or a customer, to start thinking, how do I want to get what I want? As a customer, how do I get what I want? As a manager, how do I manage my team to become better people? And as team members, how do I manage the customer and the company expectations? We really do need to see some changes. There are problems within the industry that are serious in nature and have increased since the pandemic. But I wanted to basically say hello again, let you know I haven't gone away. I just stepped away for two reasons. One, my health, my leg. I needed to get that better. I needed to rest. But the other was emotional. Losing one's spouse is critical. It is not something that you just go, okay, it's over. Grief is something that is transitional, and it is transformative in that it makes you think about a lot of stuff. And recently, for example, I was thinking about doing some things with regard to the medical records for my wife. But after discussing this with a few people, I said, maybe it's better just to leave it alone. And that's what I'm doing, leaving it alone, because I'm not going to get what I want. I know I'm not going to get what I want, which is basically things that I feel that are needed to be addressed. I know it's just not going to happen, so why even just, butt my head against a system that just basically is going to say, what? Who? Why? Go away. And that I don't need that. What I need to basically do is just go forward with my life and do things the way I know to do things. Which does mean, like I said, globally looking at my life and deciding where the next things are going to be implemented. What things are to be implemented, where we implement them, and when. And it's not immediate. So anybody out there who knows me, who knows where I work, don't think for a moment that you're getting rid of me. Nope. you're stuck with me for a while. But I know deep in my heart of hearts that within a couple of years, the sun is going to set on my career. It might be a year, it might be 2 years, it might be 5 years. It's coming, and I'm getting ready for it. And once that's done, that's it. Basically, I am going to say bye-bye, see you later. Here's the microphone, here's the headset, here's the computer. Young guy, you go and take this and run with it, because I'm going to my next thing, my next jam, which is what I'm doing right now. Podcasting, YouTubing, blogging, interviewing people on my channel on YouTube, Candid Conversations and Zoomed In and Comments video, that channel. Blogging on one-on-one Candid Conversations and here Tales from the Cube. This is the next thing for me. When it's going to get implemented, I'm not saying that's a big secret, but it's coming. So hopefully we will see really good activity, more people joining in and subscribing, and eventually, hopefully, some revenue for these things, because this is not going to be something I'm going to do as a hobby. This is something I'm going to do as a job. Now, I might take another job before that, but this is the thing I want to do. So, with that said, thank you very much for tuning in. And the other thing, too, I wanted to do, like I said, is showcase the idea of possibly doing audio and video podcasting, seeing if this might be something you would like. I think this would be an interesting thing, because it would grow the channel. It really would, on Spotify. So I want to try it out and see if this would really work. And I thank you very much for tuning in, listening, and now you can see what I really look like. I know I'm such a handsome devil. I'll catch up with you later. Thank you very much for joining us here on Tales from the Cube. Be good to yourself and be together. We'll see you in the next episode, which will be a recorded episode that was done earlier. It will be the next episode in line officially, and I think you'll enjoy that one too. It's talking about a pretty serious matter, but you'll see that soon. For now, that's this message, which basically is saying, hey, I'm back, and we're getting ready to do some other stuff. Take care. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Tales from the Cube. My name is Cliff Tuer. You can hear us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Audible. Thanks again for listening. We appreciate it. We'll see you in the next episode of Tales from the Cube.